from the College of Mass Communications on the campus of Texas Tech University. This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to this week's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. We hope you had a good spring break. I'm Laura Waldren.
And I'm Jessika Bailey. Texas Tech administrators remain optimistic about Tech's financial future, despite Governor Rick Perry's proposed 5% reduction in appropriations for state agencies and universities. Samantha Hensley takes a look at the impact this will have on Texas Tech.
Despite Governor Rick Perry's proposed 5% reduction in state appropriations to state-funded universities, Texas Tech administrators remain optimistic about Tech's financial future. Chief Operating Officer and Supervisor of Administration and Finance, Corky Dragoo, says the proposal could mean the loss of about $6 million, which is about 1% of Tech's overall budget.
So we turn thermostats down 1 degree. We can save that amount of money easily in a year and have literally no impact to the university operations.
He says the university plans to implement simple and practical money-saving strategies, such as being more efficient with utilities, curtailing travel, and monitoring department spending more closely. Student Government Association President Suzanne Williams also says the administration is looking at unique ways to cut costs and avoid negatively impacting students. She says the administration is adamant about not sacrificing the quality of faculty and staff.
Thankfully, that we have been able to be a part of a lot of that discussion and kind of throwing around some ideas and looking for the best ways of making this not impact the university in a negative way overall.
Ryan McCarthy, a civil engineering major from Sugar Land and a member of Kappa Chi, says he has not heard a lot about the proposed budget cut, but is concerned about its effects on smaller organizations.
My question, since I don't know much about it, would be where's that money going to be going instead? Like, why are they cutting our funding?
Williams says the administration is also looking to SGA and its fee committees for student feedback. She says it's refreshing to know that by allowing students to voice their opinions, the administration has their best interests in mind. For MCTV, I'm Samantha Hensley.
Thanks, Samantha. Enrollment in rural schools is declining, but that is not the case for Friendship or Lubbock ISD. Amber Edwards reports on the reasons behind the decline in rural enrollment and what Lubbock ISD and Friendship are doing to keep students enrolled.
As rural school enrollment declines, Lubbock and Friendship independent school districts are rising in enrollment. Nancy Sharp, Director of Communications and Community Relations at LASD, talks about programs offered to appeal to students.
We offer swimming and diving, gymnastics, international baccalaureate, some advanced academic courses that are not available in smaller districts.
Sharp discusses one reason that contributes to enrollment decline in rural districts.
There's a significant declining enrollment in other school districts in the region as these smaller towns are having more difficulty being economically viable. Young people are leaving, families are not staying.
18-year-old Kativia Hyson of Lubbock dropped out of high school last year to raise her sister's 2-year-old daughter, Naraya. Hyson talks about her troubles balancing her family and supporting Naraya.
I help my mom with my brothers and sisters, and I also help with Naraya. I don't get no assistance, no food. I pay for everything out of my pocket, so it's expensive. It's very, very expensive.
Hyson said she plans to adopt her niece and return to school in August. Assistant Principal at Friendship High School, Tim Carter, gives his opinion about enrollment.
In this region, Region 17, with declining numbers, I think probably one of the biggest things is the economy and the move from more of an agrarian or agricultural society to more of an industrial or more living in towns.
Friendship ISD has the largest enrollment increase in Lubbock County this year at 33%.
Thanks, Amber. Lubbock was ranked the 8th drunkest city in America in a recent study by Men's Health magazine. The magazine took into consideration alcohol violations, deaths from liver disease, and a number of people who admitted to binge drinking in previous months. Still, some people are questioning that study. Nathan Duck has more.
When the Men's Health magazine article listed Lubbock as the 8th most drunkest city in America, it left some on the Texas Tech campus confused as to where they fit into this problem.
In my own research, the percent of Tech students who are binge drinkers is very similar to the national average.
Texas Tech professor Alan Reifman, who has published 15 scholarly articles on alcohol and other substance abuse, said that in the short term, Lubbock could see a rise in alcohol-related offenses due to the recent laws. However, it is uncertain to tell in the long term.
So I was saying that it seems that either after alcohol sales are expanded, you get a rise in misconduct and alcohol problems, or it stays the same, but I don't think you ever find that greatly expanding alcohol will lower your crime rate.
John Seaborn, a Lubbock citizen who brews his own beer in his kitchen, said that he also views Lubbock's alcohol problem as average. Seaborn also said that Lubbock's home brewers are not necessarily a part of the binge drinking community.
Yeah, I mean, there's drinking and then there's getting drunk, for sure. And I think that I would probably say that the majority of the people that homebrew aren't necessarily your drunks or your. I mean, it's like I said, it's a lot like cooking, just because you're a chef doesn't mean that you're overweight.
For MCTV News, I'm Nathan Duck.
Thanks, Nathan. Facebook is an increasingly popular website among college students, but with the transition from a college-only network to a worldwide network, can your Facebook keep you from getting a job? Jessika Bailey reports.
Many college students spend time on Facebook for a social connection with friends. The social networking site has developed new aspects, going from a college-only network to a worldwide network. Anyone can now connect to Facebook. Electronic media and communications professor Jessika Smith says she is surrounded by Facebook because she works in a college atmosphere.
I think that Facebook is still very much a part of the college world because that's where it started and that was its roots.
Even the corporate world has converted to the network to find out how graduating seniors are portraying themselves on the internet before offering them a job.
People have to think about using Facebook in a smart way and making sure that they make good decisions about how they project themselves and show themselves publicly.
Assistant Director of Recruiting for University Career Services, Tiffany Rubio, agrees that students should be careful of what they post on their Facebook profiles.
If they're afraid for their grandmother to get on there, then they probably need to clean it up.
Rubio added that students need to be aware that companies have access to Facebook and can pull up a profile during the interview process.
We've even had some situations where employers have, in the interview process, had a student's Facebook pulled up, and when the student comes in for the interview, they just turn their laptop around and say, "Is this your Facebook?"
Companies are taking precautions to make sure that potential employees are portraying an image that is not damaging to the company's reputation.
They really want to know that students are putting information out there that, is not going to reflect poorly on their company or their image and that sort of thing.
Keeping your social life separate from your professional image could be one route that Smith agrees is a good idea.
The idea that you have one image that you want to present professionally and another that you might want to cultivate with friends and such is important. And so whether you do that through privacy settings or a separate account, I think can be smart.
Facebook surrounds college students' lives. Using it wisely and portraying a positive image of yourself is something companies are looking for. For MCTV, I'm Jessika Bailey. The Robert H. Ewalt Rec Center on the Tech campus is filled with hundreds of students every day. Haley Assiter takes a look at what the Rec Center does to keep its equipment updated, as well as how the center introduces the new equipment to students.
The Tech Rec Center is filled with hundreds of students every day with different workout preferences. There are all types of fitness equipment that students can use, from simple cardio machines to more complex weight machines. Pee Wee Robertson, Associate Director of Facilities and Operations at the Rec Center, says he tries to keep the rec updated with the newest equipment.
We're a state-of-the-art facility, which means we need to try to keep up with all the stuff that we have in here, including weight equipment, including also cardio equipment.
Robertson says although he continuously updates the fitness equipment, the functions of the machines have not changed over the years, but have become more focused on targeting specific areas of the body.
The way they work, the way they operate, some of the stuff that they have on like the smaller plates that you can move to side, they don't have those anymore. They have something different. And it makes it look a little bit more updated. That's all it is.
With the equipment advances, the updated machine's complicated appearance often intimidates students. Stacy Sladen, tech student, says she has had problems in the past with understanding how to operate the most up-to-date equipment.
Especially in the weight room, if you have never done anything, like used the machine before, sometimes you kind of feel really ignorant because they have directions on them, but it's still kind of hard to figure it out. And they have you doing just like wacky movements.
Dustin Wimmers, center manager of the rec, says that if students ever have questions about the newer equipment, rec workers are always around to help.
You do get some people that don't know how to work the machine fully with all the buttons on it, and we just walk them through what they need to know and help them out as much as we can.
If students, faculty, or staff have any questions, concerns, or suggestions on equipment, any rec employee is available to listen. For MCTV, this is Haley Ossiter.
We should head to the rec soon.
I'm thinking the leisure pool. That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching our MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Laura Waldren.
And I'm Jessika Bailey. We hope you have a great week.